Hiya, pal! Yo, what is up there, guys? I was back at it again for another video continuing on the countdown to Kingdom Hearts 3. What we're going to be doing is an analysis on the trailer that we just got today. And this is pretty exciting because this is my first ever Kingdom Hearts 3 analysis. Like, what? You've never done one? Yeah, I've always meant to do one, but ultimately they just never work out. But I'm so excited for Tangled, and there's a couple important things to go ahead and note here, so let's get this video started. Alright, so clearly in the beginning we see Sora, Goofy, and Donald approaching the Tangled Tower, and what's really interesting is that if you compare this scene to the first time that we got the legit scene, it is very, very different. Now I'm wondering if maybe there's just two segments when you first enter that area and there's a little cutscene, and then as you walk there's going to be that other cutscene. Don't really know how it's going to work out. Either it's two parts or they just went ahead and completely redid it. I definitely like this newer version a lot better. So moving on, of course, we just got these beautiful cutscenes basically from the movie. Rapunzel looking all beautiful, and we see Rapunzel run past Sora, Goofy, and Donald. Now the way I'm thinking how this is going to work, originally I was thinking that at least Sora, Goofy, and Donald would climb up the tower and talk to Flynn and Rapunzel and everything like that. But the way I'm going to assume that, the way it's looking, it looks like Sora, Goofy, and Donald are going to meet Rapunzel once she has already left the tower, or like, you know, she's making her way down the tower. That's how it looks to me. And then we got a cutscene of Marluxia's Nobody and Sora doing that. Oh, that beautiful dodge roll. Looks so good. And now, of course, we move on to that beautiful logo looking really, really fresh. And one thing to go ahead and note about the logo is that if you go ahead and pay attention, like the light is spreading, of course, from the tower itself where Rapunzel is, but the way it's spreading out is very similar to the ending of the movie where, you know, the sun tear was healing Eugene. Just a nice little attention to detail. Yo, they're putting so much thought onto these like logos. Like I remember with the toy box thing, they had this like little toy thing come up and a bunch of blocks would drop down and then you'd get the Toy Story logo. Really, really cool and creative. I like how they're being so, like, you know, they're going all out with this. Moving on, we see Sora doing this really awesome combo. Yo, Sora's so athletic on this. He's on the ground, up in the air, then back to the ground. Yo, he's looking so, so good. But one thing that you go ahead and notice, it looks like we have our first item dropped by an enemy. Yo, like, I'm telling you, Kingdom Hearts fans are crazy. Our first item drop. We pick up on these things. We're so thirsty for Kingdom Hearts, it's not even funny. Now we see Sora walking around with that Zeus Keyblade, and we see him summoning that vehicle, and oh my god, we have to just stop here for a second. Compare the first time we saw this vehicle to how it is right now. Such a huge improvement. Man, this game looks better and better every time I see a new trailer. Now we just have more beautiful cutscenes with Rapunzel. Yo, I feel like watching the movie again every time I see a trailer. But moving on with more battles over here, we can clearly see there seems to be a new type of Heartless that we've never really seen before in the corner. And next up here we have a good look at the Magic Carousel. I think this is our first time actually seeing the name for this, and what's really cool is that if you look at the top left corner, it looks like you can actually have some scores with this. Now here we have Mirage Staff just proving how much of a beast it is, and now we can clearly see there are still more new Heartlesses kind of all around the area, which is pretty darn cool. And the trailer basically ends with Sora. It looks like he's gonna summon Ariel or something, because this is water all around him, but that is basically it for the English version of the trailer. The Japanese version has a few extra things in there, which makes me wonder, what the heck? Why do they keep doing that? I don't know why they keep giving different scenes for different versions of a trailer. Like, why are you doing that? Like, I remember when we had, crap, I forgot which trailer it was, but in the Japanese version, it showed Marluxia or Nordate or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of a big deal. I don't know why you didn't include that in all the trailers. But one new thing that we got from the Japanese trailer is, of course, some new Heartlesses. And one Heartless over here is clearly an Archer Heartless. And that makes a lot of sense, because if you remember in Tangled, a lot of the Royal Guards or whatever, they had the bow and arrow. So cool. Pretty nice to see that in a Heartless format, because I don't think we're going to be fighting any of the guards. I mean, it's possible later down the road, but who really knows. Next up over here, we have another Heartless. This is a funny looking Heartless. This Heartless looks like a gardener over here. Yo, and the Heartless looks pretty thick. Nonetheless, though, yes, a cool, another Heartless, clear images, looking really, really good. Now, this scene right over here is quite possibly ridiculously important and has me very, very curious. As you can clearly see in the background, we have the Rock Quarry, I believe it's called, and as you may recall in the movie, it was pretty significant. I mean, it was just a little fun scene, but the conclusion of the aftermath of that scene, of course, involves Rapunzel and Flynn being trapped in the corner, where she reveals her ability to Flynn, and we learn his name, that is Eugene and all that stuff. So I'm wondering, and I'm praying to God that hopefully that area, that section, will be playable, because again, this world is going to be gigantic and massive. All the worlds are, and not having that in the game as a playable thing seems like a bit of a cop-out. If you have it in the background, I would like to imagine that it would actually be a playable scene. Again, in the movie, it had a pretty significant thing in the aftermath of it, so I'm hoping that, like, yes, this place could be playable. I can totally see you having to go back there and finding hidden items, because, like, oh yeah, just please let that be a playable area. And also, if you go ahead and look at the bottom right hand corner, you can see Sora, Donald, and Goofy are down, Rapunzel hanging in there strong, and Flynn's about to die. And one cool thing that I'm noticing is that you can see this like little red radar coming off of Flynn, like, you know, indicating that he is close to death. Like, yo, that's pretty darn cool right over there. I hope it's gonna make the sound and everything. And if you look up top, I'm going to assume they're dead, because maybe they're fighting a boss battle or something, because the health is looking pretty big over there. And the last little significant thing that was in the Japanese version is that you can clearly see over here it says armor, and when Sora is doing his attack, you do see damage being happen. I'm going to assume that armor is in regards to the puffy plant heartless thing that we have over there. That makes the most sense to me, because I don't know what else could possibly be armor within this scene. But guys, that is basically it. That was my first ever Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer analysis video. The world of Tangled, I'm super excited for. You know, it might be my favorite world right now. It was supposed to be Frozen, but Elsa and Anna are not party members, and that just killed it for me. Oh, Elsa can't do anything, Anna can't do anything. Yeah, okay. You keep saying that. But nonetheless, guys, what I want to know in the comment section below is, you know, what did you think of the trailer? You know, we're still missing a lot of things. We've only really seen the forest area so far and a little bit of Corona. So I'm hoping, like, you know, later down the line, we'll finally get to see Gothel. We'll get to see those, I completely forgot their names, but, like, you know, the two twins or whatever with the eye patch. Yeah, I hope we get to see those guys later down the road. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, as it really helps me out. If you're not already, follow me on Twitter, same thing as my YouTube channel, just EdTheWiz. So until next time, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say bye, pal!